we find that the research shows that it's one of the best things that you can do for your health, whether you have a health problem or whether you're already healthy. And we want to tell people that we really especially want people who are healthy to take the product because we want them to stay healthy. And although we make no claims, we always use our disclaimer that we don't make any statements or any guarantees that this product will diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease, because the FDA is always scrutinizing things like that. And we, too, want to be proactive. We want to work with that in mind, that we don't want to slander anything and we don't want to make any false claims. We like to print or talk about the research that's already published by a lot of universities and a lot of prestigious health centers and everything across the country, and let people make up their own mind about the products and what they're doing for people. And I was just listening to a testimony, Mr. Nelson, you haven't heard it. I want to hear yours as well, but I have a fellow on from Virginia. It's my brother. Elwood, if you're still on, would you tell about your wife's eye situation?
Okay. My wife went off to the doctor today to check on her eyes, and the doctor was shocked that her eyesight was better. He just astounded at the fact that she was seeing so much better out of her eye. Last time he was talking about having cataract surgery, and this time he says that she's seeing better out of her eye, and it really surprised him. So now he's not even talking about it. And all she done was increase from 2 grapeseed a day to 4.
So she's increased the amount that she takes each day for, what, a few months?
Yeah.
And it has greatly improved her eyesight.
Yeah.
A wonderful situation. Mr. Nelson, I wanted to get you to tell a little bit more about the things that you're doing down there. You're doing a lot of walking now, and I understand you haven't been doing that quite as long.
Well, good evening. Yes. I had about this year in 2013. It started around about the end of February, coming into March. I went to see my primary physician, and they took stats on me and everything. They did a PSA count. He called me up about a week later, and he indicated that the PSA had run up to 386.9. And he said that it looked like it was cancer to him. However, he sent me to a urologist. I saw that urologist, and they did a biopsy on the 4th of April of this year. I got the results on the 11th of April, and the urologist indicated that it was the most egregious cancer he'd ever seen. He said the cancer had spread to the bone marrow. And that's the news that I left there that day, and he said that they were going to give me hormone treatments. If it didn't work, they'd give me a year and a half to live. And so I went home, and my brother drove me, and coming home, I just thought to myself, I said, well, I know another doctor, and his name is Dr. Jesus. That's what I said in my mind. But when I got home, I called a good friend of mine that lives out in Lewistown, Montana. His name is Jim Donovan. And I told him about my condition, of what I had learned about the high PSA count. And he indicated to me, he said, there are several things I could recommend. He said, but the one thing that I would most recommend would be Amazing Grape. I said, well, what is Amazing Grape? He said, well, I'll send you the website. He did. I looked at the website. I said, well, what do I have to lose? I ordered the product. I called him up. I said, Jim, I got the product. I'm taking 2 a day according to the directions on the bottle. Jim said, no, you need to bump it up to about 14 a day because that cancer was spreading in the body. So I ordered 7 more bottles in April and started taking 14 capsules per day for 3 weeks in April and then the first week of May. Going back from a monthly hormone shot and bone treatment shots, on the 9th of May they did another PSA count, and that count registered 0.89. It had plummeted from 386.9 down to 0.9 by the 9th of May. My primary physician was amazed at it. He said he'd been practicing over 20 years, and he has never seen a PSA plummet that rapidly. And he told me, he said, I don't understand. And so by the second week of March, I really starting to gain some. Of May. I'm sorry. I was starting to gain some strength because I was so weak I couldn't even walk. I'd have to climb the steps and hold on to the handrail because my balance was just so off. I passed out 2 times, and I was scared that I could ever walk again. I didn't think I'd ever be able to drive again. But the Spirit led me to walk around the block about the middle of May. Did it again, and I've been walking ever since. I'm walking 7 miles a day right now in the morning. I don't have any problem with balance. Most of my strength has returned to my body. My weight has returned. I lost over 20 pounds during that ordeal. But I count it all to the goodness of God leading me to this amazing muscadine grape.
Well, that in itself is amazing, and I can totally agree with you that this is nothing that we have done. The Lord put this stuff here, and quite often people come and ask me if I'm a doctor because I do so much with health stuff, and I tell them, no, I'm not a doctor. Thank the Lord. I can actually help people. And when we have a product like this and we know that it's produced by the Lord, and I go back to the first chapter of Genesis in the Bible, and it says that the Lord told Adam, he said, I have given you every herb bearing seed. To you it shall be for meat, or as we would say, food, because that's what, back then, when you sat down to the table to eat, you sat down to meat, whether there was any meat on the table or not. And so he told this in the very beginning of the Bible, and I ask the question sometimes, why did it take us 6,000 years to realize that he had the stuff here for us? And so that is an amazing testimony, and we hope you continue to have good results with it. And, of course, you took a little larger dose, actually, than what I had been telling people. I tell some people sometimes if they have a special problem to take, 8 or 10 capsules a day for 2 or 3 weeks and then cut down to a maintenance dosage, because I'm not a pill pusher. I don't want people to take more than it takes to do the problem. But if you have a problem like that, and if you did like what you did, I think it makes a huge difference. And we thank the Lord for that, first of all, and appreciate your testimony of what it's done for you. I have another young lady on the phone this evening, and I'd like to hear from her. Linda, you still on the phone? How about tell us about your congestive heart failure? Are you still on?
Yeah, I had to just unmute. I had got in a real rundown condition, and my legs swole real bad, and I had chest pains. And I went to Roanoke to the heart specialist, and they run me through all kind of tests and everything, and they diagnosed me with congestive heart failure. And so I was taking 4 pills a day, and my legs still kept swelling, and they done sonograms on my leg and looking for blood clots, and they couldn't find no blood clots, and they couldn't figure out why that my legs swole like that. So I continued to work a part-time job, and I was just about ready to give my notice because by the end of the day my leg was swelling so bad, I was limping so bad, and having the chest pains real bad till some days I didn't know whether I needed to go to the emergency room or what. So my granddaughter got married, and which everybody knows, Paul is a minister, and he performed the marriage for my granddaughter and her husband, and I went to wedding rehearsal that night, and I was limping real bad, and he hadn't seen me for over a year, and he was asking what in the world was I limping so, and I told him about my leg and my chest pains, and he said, I can fix that. So he got out a bottle of the grape seed, and he wanted me to take 4 a day. So I guess about 6 weeks later, my leg quit swelling, and I quit having chest pains, and that's been way over a year and a half. And I'm still working at Walmart, raising a garden and mowing yards and on the go all the time. So
and you don't have any swelling now in your leg?
No, and no chest pains.
That's another amazing thing.
It is amazing.
This grape is amazing. And as I told you all, they are getting ripe right now, and it's really great to go down to the vineyard and actually pull them off the vine. They do grow all the way up into Virginia. They grow all the way down into Alabama. But they're mostly in North Carolina and South Carolina and Georgia and up the edge of Virginia, the Piedmont of Virginia. And they're getting ripe right now, and they're wonderful. They taste great. They have a much sweeter taste a lot of times than other grapes. They don't grow in big clusters like other grapes, but they are a tremendous grape for you to enjoy, but you can only enjoy them fresh for about a month now, from the last of August into the end of September. And so what we've done with Amazing Grape is we just dry them very slowly to keep the enzymes alive, and then we grind them up and put them in a capsule so that you can take them year-round. And when you think about testimonies like these and what it's doing for people, I hear many of these kind of things all day, every day, because people are calling me here at the home office, and they ask questions about, what they should take or what symptoms and everything. And I tell them that that's great, and I hear wonderful testimonies about diabetes and cancer and heart disease and all these kind of things. But I also tell people that I want people that are now healthy to stay healthy, to get healthy and stay healthy with a wonderful product. And one of the things that I have stated about the product is, wouldn't it be really great? There's lots of companies out there that has a lot of different kinds of products. And I visited a meeting with one of my friends out of respect, the network marketer, and he had a company he wanted me to look at. I went over to visit with him just out of respect this weekend, and they have a number of products. And, if you purchase all those products, you could be spending $200-300 a month just on products. Well, I look at the grape seed, and I look at what the doctors and researchers have told us, that it's backed by hundreds of research papers, mostly that have been done since 2003, and the muscadine has probably close to 1,000 phenolic compounds. That's vital nutrients, phenolic compounds, antioxidants, bioflavonoids, different types of mineral acids and things that the body needs. One is called ellagic acid that is known, they usually found it in a red raspberry. That's a great cancer fighter. And all these things that are in the grape. And so I tell people, if you grind it up real fine like that, put it in a capsule so you can take it year-round, that might be the most economical way to nourish your body and to give your body the building blocks it needs so that it can stay healthy. And so I made a little slogan, a little statement on it. Wouldn't it be great to build your immune system, help reduce cholesterol, help balance your blood sugar levels, provide antioxidant protection against free radicals, slow down aging, and fight against cancer, all with only one product? That would just be really, really great. And so I think that this actually has some characteristics that would lend toward every one of those things. So I tell people it's not a cure-all, but it is the most versatile herb in helping with more areas than anything I've ever worked with. And I've been in the herb business now for 35 years.